What is going on, everyone? Mecca here with a new Danganronpa stream, and as I just said, we're gonna be doing a Danganronpa today. In this stream, we're gonna be doing the chapter 4 Deadly Life, and we're also gonna do the class trial. So it's gonna probably be like one of those 3-hour streams. So let's go into it. And as always, I'm gonna try and do the intro, but if it's if the algorithm takes it down, then we'll just try again. I don't know why I have that problem sometimes.
Danganronpa.
Alright, looks like we're good. So we shouldn't have any problems now. Okay, chapter 4, investigation time. Okay, we'll start by examining Sakura. Sakura drew her last breath as he slumped down in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma files, she also had vomited blood. I could see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So that's what caused her to vomit. Blood. Alright. The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body. Okay. Rupiaka.
That's fine.
Interesting.
Naturally.
No, I don't think I caught it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Okay, and let's examine this. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well...
So you gave that candy to Sakura. Do you really like them that much?
Cause, I mean...
Yeah. Polka dotted candy wrapper. Okay. Examine the glass shards. There are shards of glass all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. the glass was all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle. So this must have originally been a bottle. Huh? There's something else on the ground. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. There are 4 red balls lined on the shelf. And inside each bottle is some kind of Monokuma figure. What I was wondering is how they get those figures inside the bottle.
So...
There's no difference.
In other words...
Monokuma bottle. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure was found on the floor. The red shards which all started out at the bottom, which means Sakura must have been hit with the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. There's all different types of magazines here. Oh. Damaged blood stain. That's what we need to explain. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? That doesn't make any sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? There's no evidence that the mountains have been tampered with. The only notable change is the smashed window, which of course had happened when I broke it to get inside. And there's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Examine the chair. The chair was shoved against the door, so we couldn't open the door. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was added to the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done with it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there's no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. The killer must have created the locked door from inside, not from outside. So that's interesting. That the locked door was created from the inside only, not the outside. And there's some kind of plastic container rolling around the entrance of the room.
So...
Looks like a protein drink. It's empty. Sakura must have drank it, and everyone knows how much she loved her protein. and she mentioned it more than once how protein was good for all sorts of illness. I know, but still, the protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten it from the Chem lab.
Just a second.
Huh? What
Hey.
is?
Correct. So...
What does that matter? An important clue? I'm not sure. Sure, I see how. Okay. Alright, and now we need to examine the locker in the corner. The locker's open and there's on the inside, it's a handprint.
Why?
Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and I left a handprint of,
It's
the
true.
dust. And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then the killer hid in here while until the locked room was open. And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Oh yeah, the locker was already open at the end point.
Indeed.
Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Okay, now we need to speak to Ayoi.
What the heck? I won't forgive you.
Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. What? By noon, the Monokuma file says she died right around then. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. I always account. And so now we need to talk to Byakuya.
What?
There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? Then it's true. So you didn't go see her? Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
Okay, thanks. Okay. I don't have to talk to Kyoko, but I'll talk to her anyway.
However,
Yeah, she's not the type who go without a fight.
it's true.
They must have taken her by surprise,
Certainly.
right?
Listen. So then, listen to me.
She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to talk to the others. So Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay. And that's gonna do it for this room. So now we need to head to the dorms. And after a few seconds,
Who's there?
the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
What do you want?
I want to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well,
Ryaka already told me she had asked to meet with him. Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Okay, now we need to talk to Yasuhiro.
You know?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
Could it be...
What? When did Sakura tell you that? But didn't she write you a note?
How about that?
I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you wanted to meet with Sakura?
Got it all wrong!
Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
Over.
Don't look at me!
Well, while I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you?
Hey, come on!
With a big, he pulled his hand out of his pocket. I got it. So when he did, but when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of here. Huh?
Hey, come on!
Trash?
What?
We're waiting for a reply. Hero quickly slipped into his room. Hero said that it was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash. Okay, now we have to go to the chem lab. Library. Rec room. Data lab. Chem. Okay, so we're gonna start by examining the large shelf of chemicals. All kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink that was found in the records probably came from this shelf. All the containers are labeled with the letter A. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving under section A. Oh wait. There's one bottle labeled here Chem C9. Could someone have put it here by on accident? And this shelf is a bunch of chemicals. I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Isn't that kind of harsh?
That's fine.
I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess this is part of section B. And then section C. On this shelf is one look and you can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other chemicals. All the containers are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of this shelving under section C. Section A is dietary supplements, section B is reagents, and section 3 are lethal chemicals. Chopper must have gotten the protein powder from section A. But what concerns me is that there was a bottle with a label from section C. What was the bottle of the poison from section C doing in section A? There's something going on here. There. That we're gonna examine. For that, let me turn on some lights. because we've been dealing with some rainy days lately, and I could tell a storm is probably coming soon, and because it's starting to get dark outside. All right. Okay, and examine the floor. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is that where all the powder came from? And it looks like the bottle has a label on it. Section Chem C4. Then this powder must have been spilled. That's right. It could have been. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is what happened, then it must be related to the case somehow. These are footprints. And they're only in front of the left shelf. But we do me.
What?
Okay. So how's this? Or B?
See. I see. It's certainly possible.
No!
What?
Unfortunately. Okay. Okay, so now we need to head back to the rec room. No way, actually I think it's upstairs. No, it is downstairs. That's physics. That's the stairs. Rec room.
Hey,
I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told
I
me.
see.
Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Okay, so they reveal new clues. Examine the bottles on the cabinet. Something new, something new.
Hey,
Did you figure it out? The chess pieces?
so...
No answer? Only to a degree.
Hey,
An experiment?
anyway...
Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene?
That doesn't matter. So then... So then...
What kind of
in
experiment are
other
we doing?
words,
Compare the weights of what?
Listen.
It's
In other
balanced.
words,
So each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same.
so then... So then...
Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it. In other words... Hey,
Interesting. Now I examine the magazine shelf. Huh? This magazine is upside down.
hey,
This is... said Toko. A dying message?
correct. So... However...
That says Toko, right?
I won't forgive you.
I could see why you would think that. It just seems too easy. If anything, that makes that much more suspicious.
Just a second. Hey,
Unlike Kyoko did recoil. Didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversively used to. Although there are still some times that I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
it's true.
Then how can you?
So...
What?
Hey,
Her shoes.
correct.
You see the yellow powder on her instep?
I see. Hey,
Next is the wound to her head.
it's
the tear.
true. It would seem...
Two
Indeed.
blows?
correct. It's true.
And with that brings us to the end. So now it's class trial time.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Okay. Now I actually have two staples of notes here, so I'm gonna just quickly throw this one out because I'm just gonna throw this out quick. Okay. Let me just check something real quick. Says I have a message. But I don't see it on the chat. Okay, that's interesting. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another. And then
What?
Yes, indeed. Well, here. Yes, indeed. I can't wait! I can't wait!
Just the worst.
Don't look at me! Don't be mean!
What the heck?
and that person is here. That person is one of us. Let's put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator, and with each step I took, it felt like I was moving further away from my goal. I could feel a chill running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. Yeah, so a little bit more of my drink here. Ironically, this drink I have here is also a protein shake. We watched the doors close and I felt it begin its sinister descent. Got lower and lower, and suddenly, as always, the ride was over, and the doors opened once again. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left.
then.
A deadly class trial. Okay. Seems I have enough for one more skill. Let's see if I have any more new skills. No, I do not. So finish operations. Class trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened. And the one that deceived everyone else will regret now then. Where to be?
We already know who did it.
Whoa! Deja.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuse.
Okay, so we're gonna use Ayori's account. Which it automatically sucks for me.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low.
Ah, damn it.
That's about as low as you can get.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
I'm trying to figure out what
Is that it?
there.
That's the only reason you have for
That's low.
That's about as low as you can get.
I tried to fast forward and I missed it.
It was one of you. One of you killed.
And what reason do
Because you hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
No, that's wrong.
Alright, there we go.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died, so there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed.
And we're gonna use Pocket Trash this time. Which it automatically selects.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all. There's no way that's nuts. One of you is absolutely.
I don't deny that she wanted to. I never went to see her.
Oh, wrong thing.
Shoot!
The fact that Sakura wanted. There's no way that's nuts. One of you is absolutely.
I don't deny that she wanted. I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here! I never saw her!
No,
That's wrong.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from... But she gave it to me forever ago! It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her!
When? When did she...
The last time you saw Sakura was... when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
And the only reason was...
I
Sakura got the candy.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was... Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all! I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
You are hostile.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have... I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Hold on. But when Coco found the dying message, if it was... on the magazine shelf.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, there's clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Absorb magazine shelf and shoot Ogre's body.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I can tell you exactly when I found
When Ogre's body was...
And I can tell you when it was only after
I found the magazine
tucked away. When I pulled it out,
Damn.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I can tell you exactly when I found
When Ogre's body was...
and I can tell you when it was only after I found the
Magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
There we go.
When
Got
I
it.
pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you
Damn
when
it.
I found it. It was only after I found the magazine. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I screwed up.
I can tell you exactly when I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
No, that's wrong.
Wrong.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing. All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the...
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah. I think we can all agree Ogre 100%, without a doubt. She wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt. No, I absolutely do doubt it. That there's no way person Sakura wrote that message.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right.
I always do bad on this one.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
There we go, got it.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. Both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed... Please, just let me... I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there... And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward Suddenly, I heard her mutter something. As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her a... So of course I freaked out. I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was... Then she just went. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something...
She didn't die.
So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine. Well, that's what happened. Go.
You're not gonna get off that. It's death. Death for the one who's ready to vote now, right?
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain, and until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
Why the magazine was hidden.
I got it! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
I got it!
Toko.
It had to be Toko. Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to...
Why would I... Wait! That doesn't even matter! We are Hero just at...
That's right.
No, you didn't.
Last year...
I don't bother. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious! That's just...
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So,
Just tell us what happened one more time.
I don't really see why, but...
Okay, and use skillful examination summary to shoot just once.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
There you go.
No, that's wrong. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Correlation. It's the chess pieces. And that's the answer. So we need C. E. S. E.
Now I understand. That's it! The chess pieces! Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight.
So, what?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces.
The king, the queen, the rook, the knight, the bishop, and pawn.
What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
It was broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes it...
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this?
And we're gonna collect Monokuma bottle experiment.
I got it!
Alright.
Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
Sakura's second attacker.
I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed...
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something.
Okay, fine.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room. Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to...
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec...
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on...
Okay, let's listen to it.
I refuse to give up yet!
Alright.
It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No! I admit nothing! I curse you! It's a lie! It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No! I admit nothing! I curse you! I curse you! It's a lie! It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you!
Damn it! I always do bad on this one.
I refuse to give up yet!
Let me read it again. Oh, the new thing is after you reach the end.
It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you! It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! No! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you! It's a lie! It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! That's enough!
Damn it. Rocket's handprints. So I have to try it again.
I refuse to give up yet!
It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you! It's a lie!
Oh my god.
It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you!
Damn it. I didn't get a single note. This one's gonna take some time to get right.
Is this... I refuse to give up yet!
It's like my 5th try doing this one.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you! I curse you! It's a lie!
Damn it!
I refuse to give up yet!
Okay, so I'm starting to understand it a little bit more.
It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you! I curse you! It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you! I curse you! It's a lie! It's a lie! I admit nothing!
There we go.
That's enough!
This should prove it!
There we go, got it.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar?
It doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand.
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no...
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up.
Wait,
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the...
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a...
Imbeciles. All
forget all that.
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of them. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memory, so I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to... Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time!
And when it was all over, you collected...
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack,
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on! But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre!
Well then, what's wrong?
No, not quite yet.
Not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end. Tell us your story one more time. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand.
You wish it
That is of Sakura's body.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No, what's wrong? We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you...
That's just another lie!
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in...
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
And it's gonna be the blood stain on the floor. Oops. I always make that mistake.
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it!
Hey, come on now, look at me! There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that!
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the...
While everything was all...
No, I don't think... I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
I don't know! What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know?
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her! Thank you very much! You're lying!
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't...
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Okay, and we're gonna use Monokuma File 4.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
No, that's wrong.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottle, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knee!
She was poisoned?
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can...
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well...
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that... the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents.
Oh,
and in C,
my headphones are
variety of
dying.
lethal
So
chemicals.
let me just change really quick. There we go. There we go.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
It was in section A.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
You just said that Section A was for supplements or...
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this. Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Matt, you have to drink some water! You can't just swallow...
Idiot! He just swallowed poison!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff? I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Oh, sure.
This is... it's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle...
I'm gonna need to create a protein drink. So T. E. N. D. I. N.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true.
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched, so the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison. All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
A protein drink.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains.
Hang on. I printed out these notes, and I realized that for the last part of this case, the closing argument section was closed. It wasn't open. So on the paper I got, it just says closing argument, and then it says show. There we go. So now I can see it. Unfortunately,
So maybe
that means I can't see
try and help
the...
with whole bleeding head wound thing.
means I can't see the status of the stream. So let me just do that like that. There we go. So now I can see all of it. There we go.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
It's like footprints.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see.
It was me. The footprints. If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight now.
Ogre.
Yep, I did it.
Just as I...
Nope.
And the only people here who wear
On the courtroom.
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility. Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since you were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning a crime on someone else. What about it, can't you?
Well, it's just...
That's likely exactly why. Because they were so close. Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to I have to say, Hina, coming from you, This was a particularly
Hina, did you really? Why?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink, but when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's when you switched out the protein.
And then she
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't. You still don't get it, do you? Honeyed words like friendship don't matter. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for our, just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
That doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything.
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way...
Are you sure about even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it? It just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious. Too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice.
You didn't notice?
Yeah.
Listen, Hina. Could you go tell us more about when you switched the
How come?
Hina, please.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that there's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away, I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder and...
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder. And that's where I switched them. Once I was done with I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that,
That story you just... First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A, meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct? Can you repeat that
What's wrong, you Big Mac?
It's the same thing.
Use footprints in powder to shoot from Section C to Section A.
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C.
No, it's wrong. You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just...
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to...
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What the? Hina!
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C.
Well...
What the hell? What?
And the footprints aren't the only problem.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence?
Are you sure? After all, You're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this. It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then, Makoto, why don't you explain it? Huh?
Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Section A of the chart.
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is, and yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a...
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too... I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked, but how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside. If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded...
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I...
Yeah, me.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say... How can you know what I don't know?
I'm gonna need to use empty protein drink.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying... someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there before the rec room...
No, that's wrong. You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course! It came from the window you broke to get in!
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, It only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched. The protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
That's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because—
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she...
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is—
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Mako?
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Oh, not this again.
You're a liar! What are you saying?
Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Stop talking! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! Do you have any kind of proof, Sakura?
This should prove it.
There you go. I was one hit away from dying.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep.
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! Because I...
No, you didn't kill her.
It can only be Sakura.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it, but when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room. I got it!
Sakura wanted to create it.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
Alright.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room. And at that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation. When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door, because you already knew Sakura was dead, and because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were. You said you were going to go get everyone, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers. Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room... While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence. The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison, vital pieces of evidence. And yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! I killed her!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. We have to end this properly.
Alright. So, first one is Byakuya reads the note. Second one, Toko steps into the locker. Monokuma bottle holding. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Okay, it's this one. No, it's this one. Okay. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, okay, I see. And then upside down. Then Act 5, the poison.
Here's exactly what happened.
There we go.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
Easy.
Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the clean chest piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened, but Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh?
Oh, you still haven't We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's...
You serious? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My
What did you say? Come on. What are you thinking?
Don't be mean!
What is this?
You should have been the one to die! What?
What is this?
Just brutal. Instead of wanting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
forgiveness! I can't forgive this!
But...
Hina. Their friend.
Why? What are you saying? I won't forgive you. Why? Huh?
Hina. Hina.
Huh?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
Some pro...
Please! Why? What? Why?
Hey! Hey! Hey!
What is th- What do you say?
In other words, yes, indeed.
What the heck?
Of course. Yep. Too bad. It's true. Unbelievable. Well now. Damn it! Boom, boom. Here. Shing!
And
What are you gonna do? Hey! But hold on.
enough already.
Yes, indeed.
My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder happened, nothing would move forward. And what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan had changed. The mastermind told me to hold off. to wait until we reach another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in their own heart, in my own heart, the mistakes succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel. So that's why, Sakura.
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you. Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make
So
on me.
this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. That this will not end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands that I kill someone else, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none will have to kill anyone else. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh? No way!
Correct. However,
finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. You can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else, no matter what. Just survive.
But...
What are you gonna do? Uh-oh. Too bad. Huh? Say what?
You know? Well?
What? What do you want?
How strange.
Hey! Phew! Huh?
Naturally. Don't make me repeat myself.
What?
It's all clear now.
Hey,
What the heck?
You want me to punish you guys?
What? But
Wrong! Listen up! Yahoo! Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Oh no!
Phew!
so. But still. I'm.
What's the matter?
The hell up. He wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed him.
just as I...
Actually... Yeah!
What are you thinking?
Yep. Phew. Hey,
I want to be able to help.
Very nice. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Well? Uh-huh.
What?
Yep.
Huh?
Hello.
One other thing, there's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of the school. A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and off on the whole time I've been here, so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is
You guys? Too bad.
What?
What?
And let me say this to the mastermind. I'm not gonna just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard. No matter what. And that's seriously it.
Well,
You.
Who?
Hey.
Yo! But...
Yes. Not possible. Stop talking.
Sorry. No, 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 no! Huh? What the heck?
See.
No, 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 no!
I guess it's not easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's how it is for now. And so Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we turned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night had snuck on us.
This has such Okay then. Sweet.
Night descended and pulled me along with it down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Wake up. Wake up. Huh?
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko...
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake.
It's true. Whew. Hey. Correct.
It's the... Okay, let's talk to her, I guess.
Makoto.
What's your favorite?
So...
Okay, but how do you plan to do that? The data center on the 4th floor.
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Okay, I guess we're heading there. Headed to the 4th. Eventually I wound up at the data center, but when I arrived, Kyoko's not there. Maybe she's inside.
What's this? Damn it! Hey! Unbelievable.
Just a second.
You guys?
It's true. Hey. Shall we go?
That's weird.
Goodbye.
She woke me up and made me go to the dance center, which just so happens to be locked. And then she shows up late and we leave without checking this thing. What was the point of all that?
Goodbye.
But as I turned to leave.
Mukuro Ikusaba. Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Oh, shit. Seven. To be continued. Ultra Lump.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay. Okay, and so that's gonna bring the stream to an end. Thanks for anyone who stopped by. This has been Mega, and I will see you again next time.